Hey, what's happening? It's your boy Big K.R.I.T, third coat representing. You know I'm rocking with Splash Mag, shout it.
Hey, this is Splash again. It's Saturday evening. We got Big K.R.I.T.
What's happening?
From the south.
Yeah, man.
And fresh in A&Rville.
yeah, no doubt. I'm excited to be out here, man. The music is crazy. Everybody excited. The crowd's crunk. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, on your new record, you're saying, or it said that you're like crashing into the mainstream, into A&Rville.
No doubt.
Do you feel yourself like being in the or moving in the mainstream actually?
Yeah, in the sense of a lot more people knowing about the music. Yeah, like the mainstream to me is the amount of people that actually know about what you got going on. Underground normally is regional, or maybe just the people in your neighborhood that know about you. But mainstream, worldwide, is just like it's totally different planet. Damn, there's not the underground is.
But you don't have like the connotation of mainstream is bad, underground is good?
Nah, not me. Nah, I just look at it as far as how many people actually know. Like I'm not trying to make mainstream music. I just make the music I make, and it comes from the underground aspect, meaning that only a certain amount of people knew about it, and then over time, a lot more people actually found out about it.
You're making music since for like 7 years, I think. But your discography is like. You can't even you can't get an overview.
Yeah, it's a lot of music.
You did a lot of music. Yeah.
I've been dropping mixtapes since 2005.
Yeah.
K.R.I.T was here with the first mixtape I dropped back like around 2010 that people kind of really checked for, and then from then it's just been a roller coaster ride.
But you did so many mixtapes. How important do you think mixtapes are still today for upcoming artists?
Extremely. I mean, I treated all my mixtapes like albums. We had videos to them, actual rollout plan. I dropped records before the tape actually came out, promoted them like they were albums, because it's a point in time in my career where I didn't have the money to actually press up 1,000, 10,000 of them and drop them. So I used social networks. And then I'm looking at my competition as the labels, like as the artists that get radio spin. That's my competition. So looking at what they do as far as rolling out a project without budget money or a label, I'm gonna do the same. And so that's what I did as far as K.R.I.T was here and all my other mixtapes.
So how do you choose which song is an album song and which one is a mixtape song?
You don't. You give people your best like product right then. Because it's important, and for me, I realized that I have to treat every mixtape like an album, because it's the reason I even got to this point. Technically, I had the opportunity to drop my major label album, June 5th this year. But before that, it was touring off my mixtapes, doing shows off my mixtapes. And so it don't matter who was on the record. It didn't matter if it was a remix or if it was a hit. I put it on my mixtape for me, because it's like I know I got to give it to him right now.
So you're on a Mississippi original, more or less, you could say that.
No
right?
doubt, no doubt.
And you really hear the influence of the South in your music. When you were growing up in Mississippi, how was it like? Also musically,
I mean, it was very soulful, bluesy. I mean, I was raised in the church. You know what I'm saying? I'm a God-fearing man. So coming from that aspect, there's a lot of soul, a lot of background vocals, a lot of singing in my music, and that comes from my upbringing. Also being put on to the B.B. King and the Muddy Waters and the Howlin' Wolves, and thank God I had a grandmother that also knew about that music, that would be like, yo, listen to this. You like that stuff, but listen to this. And then from there, going to the vinyl record stores or going to the record stores and listening to any snippets I could listen to of old school music and finding what I like.
How does it feel to have B.B. King on your album?
It's amazing. Yo, it's amazing, man. When I walked in the studio, because it's footage of me actually working with him, and I walked into the studio and I was like, yo, he was chilling in the corner drinking a Diet Coke, just kicking it. And I'm like, yo, I saw him, didn't speak to him, looked directly at my manager and was like, yo, that's B.B. King, you know what I'm saying? And he was cool, man. He had a lot of knowledge about touring, about staying on tour, being myself as an artist, and ultimately making the music that I could be proud of. And it's amazing, man.
Now, when I listen to his stuff, you have your own sound already,
no doubt.
Even though you're pretty fresh still, But when I listen to the title track of the album, I expected any second to hear Big Boy or Andre. It sounded It sounds so Italians.
The thing, I mean, for me, is about paying homage, one, for the artists that I grew up listening to and remembering them, and also working with them is extremely important. Actually having a record with Big Boy, the Gossip record, UGK and Big Boy and me on it, and actually having a record with Bun B, you know what I'm saying, Devin the Dude, 8 Ball and MJG. Like, working with legends for me is one, it's a blessing. It's something I never would imagine. And also, it's just me paying homage because, like, yo, these are the people that influenced me as artists.
And you got into contact with many of your, I guess, idols, and also the latest track I heard of you was with Jeezy, and Currency.
Yeah, and Wayne.
That is pretty mainstream already, but in a positive sense, right?
But I mean, for me, it was just I made the beat and I did the hook. It wasn't even so much being a rapper, but a producer. So I'm excited just to be able to be on the production end of things. You know, it was Currency record at first, man. I'm thankful that he actually chose the song to put on his album. But I want to let people know I make my own beats and I write hooks too. So it was just exciting seeing other rappers rap on my track.
Yeah, and that's interesting. I think that you're many people don't notice that you're the producer as well on most of your tracks. How do you get your inspiration there? Are you really just listening to soul, or are you a crate digger, or how does it work?
I mean, well, for me, it started when I started producing for myself. I couldn't afford to pay for beats. Yeah, I wouldn't. Don't get it twisted. In the beginning, I was just rapping, you know, and then over time, it just became to the thing for me to do. It was easier for me to write records or write verses to my beats because if it didn't come out jamming, no one ever had to hear about it, first off. And then two, I just, on a cohesive level, I know exactly what kind of beat I want to rap over, what kind of instruments is needed, what kind of sample is needed to make a song that is impactful. And so it just worked out that way. And now I'm to the point as an artist that I only want to rap on my beats, technically, you know.
So you got a pretty nice portfolio already of people rapping over your beats.
No doubt.
Who's missing?
CeeLo Green, Andre 3000. Big Boy technically still hadn't rapped on one of my beats yet. Scarface, Outkast as a whole, you know. Bobby Womack hasn't sung on one of my beats yet. I would love to do a record with Def Cab for Cutie. Coldplay, if I could produce it. Adele, if I could get her on one of my records. Esperanza Spalding.
That sounds like one hell of a lineup.
Oh man, it is. That sounds like the next album, right? Don't it? Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. We're looking forward to it. Man, I hope it works out.
Yo, let's make it happen. Let's talk about it enough. Lord willing, they'll reach out.
Will be cool. Thanks for your time, K.R.I.T.
Man, I appreciate it, brother. No doubt.